So this is the Phanteks booth, and let's take a look at what's new. So this is the newly launched Enthoo Lux 2, and here is the case. So it's a full tower again, as usual, but they've done quite a few improvements to this. So everything from the tempered glass panel still swings open very easily, but they've actually also moved the power supply from the front here to the back, so you get more space on the front for fans, or you can even put your hard disk cages like these in here, and on the side here, so you can mount a lot of SSDs inside, 12 if I remember correctly, or 11, something like that. But the thing about these cases is that now you not only can mount the SSDs on the front here, moving to the back. When you move to the back, so you see these little grooves kind of thing, you can actually just mount them in without even a need for extra screws, because you see these mounting points. Okay, it's a bit dark, but yeah, there are mounting points that you can actually just clip your SSD in, and they've put routing channels for your SSD cables to go through, things like that. So it's become very refined to me. There are now also two cable routing channels through here on the back, so you're going to get very neat cable management, especially on a system like this, because you can actually quite easily fit two systems on the inside of this, and I'll show you in a bit. Just to show off a bit more of what the Lux 2 has, so there's this strip on the bottom, this light strip that goes all the way around and then up all the way of the case. So it just looks very nice. And the thing that I'm just so interested in is that because there's this tempered glass panel here, it actually reflects the light off, so you can't really see it. I hope you can see on camera, but if you can't really see it, what happens is you're getting a layered effect of light, even though it's just a very small thing here, but it just looks very cool to me. And also on the inside now, there's also another light strip here. So on the bottom of where you're installing your motherboard, you're going to be getting this light strip that, to be honest, from afar here, it just manages to complement the whole system, because now it looks like there's this layer of light that just helps you separate where your motherboard is going to be, your GPU, and also say the power supply or hard drives on the bottom. And to Lux 2, they have quite a few different setups here. So the first one is ultimate cooling. So for ultimate cooling, they've actually put 15 fans on the inside, so 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top, 1 on the back, another 8 on the side and front all together. And the thing with this, you can actually even fit dual 480 rads in. So your dual 480 rads goes on the side and on the front, and you can have two 360 rads. So one on the top here and another one on the bottom. So you have a lot of options when it comes to this, because let's go to the next display, which is the ultimate workstation. So this one has dual PSUs on the inside. So there's one here and another one on the back, and it fits up to 12 HDD and 11 SSDs. So you can see here, the dual CPU blocks are both water-cooled, and they have their distribution block here running 2 P5000 GPUs, and yeah, this actually just looks amazing, especially if you're going to be using this as a workstation. So let me just go to the back of this, and you're going to see where all the SSDs are located. So another 3 here, and they actually even put a tempered glass panel in just to showcase all of the RGB SSDs that they've put in, so very cool. Now, the last system that they have on display would be the power of 2-in-1. And this is actually one of the systems that I'm most interested in. Why? Because of this dual system effect. Now, so if you're a streamer, or even just want to have two systems, because say you want to use one and you want to let your brother or sister use another one, but you don't have the room for another case, you can actually build two systems in this single case, and it looks super sick. So vertical GPU for one of the systems on the bottom. So this is the mini ITX one, and previously you had to buy like extra mounting parts to actually get the ITX system in, but now they already included in the box everything, so you can build it whenever you like. You don't need to go and order parts, extra parts, things like that. and on the top you have the normal ATX system, and they didn't do the vertical GPU mounting for this one, but you actually can because they've put their distribution block on the back, and I'll take a closer look at this later on because it's in the other room. But yeah, this just looks so amazing. I can't wait to build this and hopefully test out a bit more streaming with this system. Over here we have the Phanteks power supply, so the Revolt Pro and Revolt X. So for the Revolt Pro, you can actually connect the two Revolt Pros to each other so that if, say, your system needs a lot of power, these two will actually go together and the current and voltage will be very stabilized, so you won't have to worry about damaging your motherboard, things like that. For the Revolt X, it has enough power to power two systems, so like in the previous build that you saw where there was an ITX and ATX system on the inside, you can power both of them with this Revolt X. Coming over to the Phanteks M power supply series, so they have the 550, 650 and 750 amps here, and these are actually all Revolt ProLink certified, so you can actually use this to connect it to your Revolt Pro if you have that. And the thing about this is you would want to use something like this to connect to your Revolt Pro because, well, if you're using, say, another brand to connect to Revolt Pro, sometimes the wattage, the current, it may not be stable enough and it might cause damage to your system. So these are all Revolt ProLink certified, so you can definitely know that they would be very, very compatible with your Revolt system. Some updates that they have for their Eclipse series. So first up is the P360X, more RGB. So now, if you can see the front here, they've actually changed it up slightly. So now there is a panel and the intake at the same time, but it looks very, very cool because now there's this like 3D effect, automotive car feel that you get from it. And they've actually also now released this vertical GPU bracket here. So now it's super plug and play. As you can see from here, it's already put in, and all you need to do is you just plug it in and you can use it very easily. This high quality riser cable comes with it at the same time. So yeah, this is like one of their answers to the people who have been asking for vertical GPUs, because personally I love vertical GPUs in my cases. Here, the P400A, so more air. So what does more air mean? Basically, they've changed the front. So previously, if I remember correctly, it was solid, but now there is this mesh finish on it, so enhanced airflow, and you're going to be getting a lot more air in. And because of the mesh now, you can actually see the 3 RGB fans that are running through here, and they look gorgeous. Before we move on to the really sick builds that they've done on the side, just gotta show you this thing that I'm really interested in, which is the Evolv Shift Air. So I've previously covered the Evolv Shift, but that had tempered glass panels on both sides. And yeah, there were some temp issues, but here, now they've actually changed it so you can actually get this mesh fabric panel on both sides instead of having the tempered glass. So this would promote a lot more airflow, and it feels very, very nice. It's like this soft material, and you can now feel a lot of air coming out from here as the CPU cooler spins and as the GPU cooler is spinning. Here's the thing, you can even customize this so you can have one side with tempered glass and the other side with the mesh airflow whole cover. So you're getting the best of both worlds if that's what you're choosing to do. But me personally, I think I would just go and buy like 2 of the mesh panels just to have the most airflow out of this system, because it does run slightly warm when I'm using it. But yeah, now with this, you can, I forgot to mention, you can just purchase this separately, so you don't need to buy a whole new case to get this mesh panel in. Best of the best. So they've actually built quite a few systems here, and this system is just sick. So they have actually 2 different loops through here. So one is for the CPU block, and the other one is literally just to cool the VRMs on the top. And they're running this with 2 cool reservoirs, even though they didn't water cool the GPU. But yeah, so this is another way that you can build your system if you're interested, just to cool the VRM, because it does run pretty hot. Now let's move on to the Gigabyte motherboard one. So they've also been cooling the CPU and the VRMs, but only with 1 reservoir this time. So you can definitely fit a second reservoir in, same thing, and then cool the GPU at the same time. So this is like insanely just epic. Like, I think out of all the systems I've seen, these are some of the best. So this is the Phanteks Glacier series right here, and on this side, this is their Glacier B140 distro plate, and this has integrated distribution channels on the inside. And here's the amazing thing, they are compatible with all 140mm rear fan location cases, and there's also integrated digital RGB, as you can see the lights here. So this is really cool. Like, you can put this into any case and it will look super amazing, and it just makes it a lot easier for beginner water coolers if they want to actually start water cooling. Now on the next part, you have the Glacier C360i and Glacier C360A, and these support your Intel sockets and AMD sockets. And you just move down a bit and you have your Glacier Radeon 7, Glacier G2070 Strix. So you know the Strix is like super hard to make a water block for it. Well, they've actually just made one for it. And here, so this is slightly different now. So this is the Glacier R160C and the Glacier R220C. And yeah, these are the compact reservoir combos, and now they're a bit cheaper because now they don't have the aluminium fittings, things like that. But yeah, it's also made to be very easy for you if you're going to be starting water cooling. Here, they've actually set up this system to show you how you can actually game and stream at the same time. So there are two systems in here. So the ATX one, as usual, where it's supposed to be, and this one is the one with the ITX on the top. Now, if you take a look at this, so this top screen right here is where you'll be running your streaming software, things like that. So now they're currently running the Elgato HD60 Pro. So they're using the Elgato software itself, but obviously you can use things like OBS and the like. And on the bottom, this is where your main games, your main streaming things that you're looking at will be located. So it's very, very cool because now you can have your whole streaming system in one case instead of having to build two different systems, one to capture your game streams and one to actually game on, because that's what streamers used to do. But now you're able to just get everything very cleanly into a single case. Now, just something really cute that it was only supposed to be April Fools, but they've actually started developing this. So look at this mini Enthoo case. This is actually speakers. So they're very cute, very small, and I just thought that it would be cool to show you guys like how a joke of an April Fool actually managed to make it into proper product development. In the next room, we have Metallic Gear. So Metallic Gear is just basically a subdivision of Phanteks, and they also do make quite a few cases. So here we have the Neo G Mini V2, Neo Mini V2, Neo Micro V2, and also the Neo V2. So all of these have been upgraded slightly here and there. So for this one, they've upgraded it by actually just moving the front panel to the front a bit more. They've made it a bit thicker so your fans aren't like completely stuck to the front, so there's a bit more airflow, and this obviously is straight up vertical. Then you just move on to the back, still full aluminium, very nice. And then all of their new cases that I'm just going to go around and let you take a look at it. So the sides are still tempered glass. And then when you turn over here, you have the Neo ATX mid towers. So at first they only had this version, so completely blackout front, which actually still looks very nice because of this brushed aluminum finish. But now they have a few different options here. So here, this is a mesh one, so you get enhanced airflow and a lot of airflow for those of you who want it. And there is a white version and also a black version. And then here, this is more for the people who want some looks in it. There is this tempered glass panel on the front, but there's also gaps here, so you still get a lot of airflow, dust filter on the back, things like that. So basically with all of these cases, you definitely can choose what you would like to build in, and you're not just limited to one design. So that's what I really like about Phanteks and Metallic Gear, where they have something for everyone. Let me just show you the fans that they put into the Metallic Gear. So these are the Skyrons 120, 140. They have the non-RGB ones, so full blacks, but they obviously have the RGB ones. Like, what company does not make RGB stuff nowadays? Just highly amused. Okay, that's it for the Phanteks booth coverage. Remember, like and subscribe for more Computex 2019 content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao!